Hello and welcome back to Turtle Chunks. On this episode, it is more of the same thing. Woodcutting on old school Runescape, going for the forestry gear, and more hunter training for my hatchet upgrade plan. The reason I am doing hunter is to train my smithing. At 54 hunter, I can catch spirit implings. They have a bunch of drops for summoning. Most of them are useless for me at the moment. The 4 drops I am going for are the bronze, iron, steel, and mithril bars at a 1 in 130 drop rate each. Sounds easy, right? Well, you would be wrong. Spirit implings, when caught, have a 66% chance of becoming spirit charms instead of an impling jar. What this means is that I have to catch 3 times as many spirit implings for the 1 in 130 drop rate. So a total of 390 spirit implings caught for the 1 in 130 chance of each bar drop. I was originally going to go for 50 smithing for the rune hatchet, but realistically it is just not worth the amount of time required. On drop rate, I would need to catch almost 55k spirit implings or open 18k impling jars to get enough bronze to adamant bars for 50 smithing. On top of that, on average, I could get about 10 spirit impling jars every 20 minutes or so. So the 130 spirit impling jars takes about 260 minutes or 4 hours and 20 minutes. All up, a total of 25 days of game time for 50 smithing. Adding that onto the 17.5 days to cut, burn and fletch all of the oak logs, that would be a total of 42.5 days. Now comparing that to a mithril hatchet, it will only take 5.5 days to get to 30 smithing. It will take 21 days to cut, burn and fletch the oak logs for a total of 26.5 days, saving a total of 16 days. The reason I am cutting oak logs instead of the willow logs is because I can cut oak logs twice as fast as willows, saving me time. That does mean it will take longer on the fire making and fletching, but cutting enough willow logs with a mithril hatchet will take an extra 6 days, and I will only save 2 days of fire making and fletching. I will need 335k oak logs to get my 90 fire making using bonfires and 95 fletching making oak stocks. That will get me over 12.5 million woodcutting experience, so I will almost have my first 99 as well. I estimate the total woodcutting, fire making, fletching grind will be about 21 days game time with the mithril hatchet and 28 days if I keep the iron hatchet. So in theory, with the hunter grind, I will save 1.5 days total, plus 30 smithing, a high hunter level and a ton of spirit charms for summoning later down the line. Now that all the maths is out of the way, it is time to go do some skilling. First off, that is 69 woodcutting on old school Runescape, meaning I am 1 level off 70. And that is 70 woodcutting. I wish I waited until I had enough bars to reach the 30 smithing before I started smithing, but it does feel good to get those few levels in. Bob the Cat coming in with the easy fishing experience, that is 18 fishing. Speaking of random events, sadly they have been removed from RuneScape 3. They got removed in October 2012. Playing as a chunk account, you realize just how helpful those random experience lamps are. I went down the rabbit hole with the RuneScape 3 random events, and found out you can still visit a lot of the old random event areas and talk to the NPCs. There is actually one in the Draynor village chunk, the mysterious old man. I knew about this one already, but I never went through all of his dialogue. Once I have caught up with all of the clips, I think I'm going to go and explore all of the places and talk to all the NPCs, once I unlock the relevant chunks. I also just purchased the cape pouch and the felling axe handle on old school RuneScape for the forestry. One big bonus about this hunter grind is that I can also get loop and tooth halves of crystal keys. When you combine them together, you get 10 crafting experience, and you combine an inventory at a time. This was very useful for me, so I could make the clay ring at 4 crafting for a chunk task. I will also have to get this ring blessed by Father Eric in Lumbridge Church and sell one to Ned in Draynor Manor. And this is just me finishing off the clay ring. I have really tried to compact the clips as much as possible so I can start recording live content. There will probably be one more video of backlogged clips. I am going to leave the tab open just so you can see how many bars I have collected so far. There is only 3.5k experience in iron and steel bars, and I am at about 600 experience in smithing. Only about 9k experience left to collect. Iron bars are also the best drop I can get from the Implings, as it is a total of 200 experience per iron bar drop, followed by steel at 150 experience and bronze at 90 experience per drop. And that is where I'm going to finish this video. Have a good one, and I will see you next time on Turtle Chunks.